Well, hello and welcome back to math class. Today we are going to write some things in our math notebook, so you'll need to have your math notebook out. The reason why we're going to do our math notebook is because when we look at the math notes that you have in your folder, they don't give us a lot of room to do division problems. And so I think we're going to have better luck doing our division problems in our math notebook. So if you guys can just go ahead and open up your math open up your math notebook. We're going to go ahead and do some division problems there. Today we're going to do some division problems with decimals. And so the first one we're going to start with, we're going to make our division symbol. We're going to have our dividend be 7 6/10, and our divisor is going to be a 4. Now some of you actually know how to do this, so you can actually do this a little quickly. If you notice, the divisor does not have a decimal. So we're going to look to see if the dividend has one. If the dividend has one, all it has to do is carry the decimal straight up. Now we just do normal division like we've been doing for the past couple of days. We look and we say, can 4 go into 7? And we say, yes, it can go one time. 4 times 1 is 4. And so we'll do our subtraction. If I subtract, I get a 3. I bring down one number, which is a 6. Now I ask myself, can 4 go into 36? And we know the answer is yes, it can go 9 times. 9 times 4 is 36. So we subtract, we get a 0. There's no more numbers to bring down. So we have here our final answer of 1 9/10. Let's try one that's a little bit longer. We'll make our division symbol. Inside the dividend, we're going to write 4 and 374 thousandths. And we're going to take this and we are going to divide it by 12. Make sure you're looking at your 12s on your multiplication charts if you have them, because that will help you doing a division problem with 12s. There's no decimal. We can't ever have a decimal out here in the front, so it's nice that we don't have one there. We have one here in the dividend. All you have to do is carry it straight up. Now we're going to divide just like normal. Can 12 go into 4? No, 4 is too small. Can 12 go into 43? It can, not evenly, but can actually go 3 times. 3 times 12 is 36. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to subtract. Well, we know we can't do 3 minus 6, so we have to borrow. 13 minus 6 is 7. We are allowed to bring down one number, and that's a 7. 12 goes into 77 6 times. 6 times 12 is 72. Now we will subtract. 7 minus 2 is 5. 7 minus 7 is 0. We'll leave that. And we'll bring down our last number. Oh, let's see. 12 doesn't go into 54 evenly, but it can go 4 times, which is 48. Now, if there's ever a time where I'm going too fast for you, just pause the video. Pause the video, and then you can always come back and press play again. 4 minus 8. We can't subtract that, so we have to borrow. 14 minus 8 is 6. Well, we still don't have a 0 here. We have nothing else to bring down. Some of you remember, we can actually add a 0. We're going to bring that 0 straight down, and we now have the number 60. 12 can go into 60 exactly 5 times. I'm so grateful that that stops so we don't have a long decimal answer. All right, let's try some more. I'm going to actually ask you to put on your math notebook paper You're going to put here on the divisor, the dividend, we're going to put the number 22 and 2/10. Our divisor here will be 6. Oh, so lucky there's no decimal here. So that means we look here and there's 1, but all we have to do is carry it straight up. And then we divide like normal. 6. Nope, cannot go into 2. 6 into 22. I think 6 goes into 22 3 times. 6 times 3 is 18. Oh, we've got to do some more borrowing. 2 minus 8 we can't do. We're going to borrow. 12 minus 8 happens to be 4. Bring down our last number. Looks like we're going to be able to solve this. 6 goes into 42 7 times. 6 times 7 is 42 exactly. Now, if you notice, make sure your 7 is after the decimal. It has to go above the 2. And our decimal was right here in between the two of them. Okay, well, let's try another one. The more practice we do, the better we will get. Let's put here 59 and 64 hundredths. And let's divide it by 7. All right, let's see. There is no decimal. Some of you already started ahead, which is great. There is a decimal here. All we do is carry it straight up. Now we're going to divide. 7 into 5. No. 7 goes into 59. I would say 8 times. 7 times 8 is 56. So we will subtract. And when we subtract, we get 3. Bring down our next number, which is a 6. 7 does not go evenly, but it will get close by doing 7 times 5 is 35. If I subtract, that's a 1. If I pull down the 4, I now get to take 7 into 14, which is going to end evenly. 7 times 2 is 14, and I've solved my last problem. All right, so if you need to turn your paper over at any time, go ahead and turn it over so that you have room to work. I'm going to have to turn over to the next page. All right, so this one I'm going to ask you to try and solve on your own, which means you're going to pause your video. And once you pause your video, you're going to be able to start your problem. So we're doing 6 and 224 thousandths, and we're going to divide that by 4. So go ahead and pause your video, see if you can solve this. When you're done solving it, press play. So pause your video. All right, hopefully most of you did pause your video and you tried to solve this on your own. Once again, there's no decimal out here in the divisor, which is good. So the decimal here on the dividend, all we have to do is carry it straight to the top. And that's it. Then we're going to divide like normal. Can 4 go into 6? It can. It can go only one time. So we'll put a 4 and we'll subtract. We know that 6 minus 4 is 2. We brought down one number, which was a 2. Hopefully you looked and saw that 4 goes into 22 exactly 5 times. And 5 times 4 is 20. Subtract with a 2. Brought down another 2. 4 goes into 22 5 times, which is 20 again. I'm going quickly through this because you should have already tried. 2 minus 0 is 2. Bring down my last number, a 4. 4 goes into 24 exactly 6 times. Okay, so when we divide with decimals and the decimal is inside the dividend, it's very easy because all we do is move the decimal to the top and I divide like normal. I'm going to show you 2 problems before we turn off our video of what would happen if we had decimals like this in the dividend and a decimal in the divisor. So go ahead and write that down. Now, if you look carefully, is there a decimal here? There is a decimal. The rule is you can't have a decimal in your divisor. You have to get rid of it. So I need to move that decimal as far to the right as I can. So I'm going to move it one place right here. So it's no longer there. I want to get rid of it. But the rule is whatever I do here to the divisor, you have to do to the dividend. So I'm going to move it also one place. They each moved one place. This kind of here is sloppy to me, so I'm going to rewrite my problem. I moved the decimal, so my answer now is 14. The decimal's here at the end. I don't really have to put it, but I will. I have here the number 182. I moved the decimal to the end, so it's kind of right here at the end of the 2. So if I want to carry it up, I can, but we'll see what happens. All right, 14, divide like normal, does not go into 1. 14 goes into 18 exactly only one time. When I subtract, I get 4. Bring down my 1 number. 14 into 42, that is exact. It's 3 times, which is 42. So interesting, our problem started with decimals in both places, and our answer ended up only being the answer 13. All right, I told you I'm only going to do a couple with you, so this will be our last one. The last one I want you to do is we're going to put out here in the divisor 0 and 39 hundredths, and in the dividend 0 and 273 thousandths. Oh, this is going to take some decimal moving because if you notice, there's a decimal there. There can't be a decimal there. We have to move it to the right as far as possible. So if I move it here, that's only once, still not to the end. I have to move it again. Now it's at the end. We moved it 2 times, so it is now right here. So that means my new number is 39 with the decimal at the end. Whatever I do here in the divisor, I have to do in the dividend. We moved it 2 times. You must move it 2 times. So it's now right there. That decimal is gone. So it looks like my new dividend with the decimal is 27 and 3/10. There's no reason to put the 0 because it doesn't mean anything with the number 27. All right, there's now no more decimal, which means the decimal here, we're going to carry it straight up. 39. Ooh, it cannot go into 2. Ooh, it cannot go into 27. I think if I take 39 times 7, let's see, 63. Oh, look at that. So it comes out even by multiplying it by 7. And I subtract. So my answer is 7/10. All right. You can go ahead and put your notebook away. We will do some more practice on dividing with decimals next week.